Women love playing different sorts of games. I'm sure y'all know by now. So when she goes ahead and rejects you, but is still showing interest, the problem with this, firstly, is confusion that she will have, and then also the idea of loving games being played. So a lot of times I see y'all in the comments saying, I don't want to play these games, or how about we just don't play games, or why are women so childish, stuff like that. So we understand, we have an idea of how women are like. Now, when we kind of turn it on to, yes, you have a woman that is playing games and all sorts of stuff, and then she decides to reject you, then stays around, you cannot fall for the trap, right? So what you have to do is see it for what it is. A woman that's unsure, or a woman that thinks that she's outsmarting you. So what you're trying to do in those situations is not get engaged and involved, and especially to a level of your feelings and emotions are attached, and also to the level of she's aware of how much you're about her. Basically, you're not going to go anywhere. So you have to, let me put it exactly like this, lock into yourself. There's other things like you can date, you can still do whatever you want that gives off that you're single. Yes, those things are cool, but the thing about all of that as well is that it might not be good enough. The reason why I say it might not be good enough, because she might think that she can always have a secured spot by still showing interest, but yet rejecting you. Now, here's the thing about rejection. It's not cool. And I say this to say, like, firstly, nobody wants to be rejected. I never heard anybody say that they want to be rejected, right? And then, hold on, before I say more, why would y'all not want to be rejected, or how do y'all feel about rejection? Let me give you a second to comment it down below. And also, how do you handle this type of situation? Okay, so now back to rejection. Like I said, nobody wants to feel rejection. Of course, like I didn't say it, but make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. I haven't been reminding y'all, but y'all show love all the time. Thank you. So now let's move on to another thing about rejection. It's disrespect, right? And I say it's disrespect because if she's still showing interest, that's disrespect. Meaning that she's willing to show rejection, show uninterest, I'm not about you, just for that time being, just to go back around to kind of play in your face like, oh, okay, but I want you now. Or, hey, like liking a picture maybe, keeping a conversation going, hitting you up like randomly, checking up on you, maybe checking up on your family or something, maybe even just telling you like, hey, I'm ready to go on that date now. Don't fall for it. What you want to show, and remember, if it's disrespect, what would you do? So kind of treat it the same way. So you want to show that you do not care. Already not caring in general gets men so far, and I mean that. But the reason why I also say you do not want to be caring, or you want to show you don't want her anymore, is because the interest is not enough. What she views as in like, rejection is light, like, oh, rejecting him is not a big deal, he can handle it, he got to take it. Oh, but you know what, if I'm interested in that moment, or somebody or something doesn't work out this way and I got to run back to him, that's what I'm gonna do. So in other words, she's putting the dependency on, you're gonna be there when I'm interested. Now, another thing about interest is also the idea of like what's going on with you. A factor of it is that, like, honestly, if you have not been doing so well, or you've like fallen back so much on your progress or focusing on yourself, let's just say like she got you down bad, or you got yourself down bad, there's a time where she could actually reject you, and it could be for serious reasons as to like, oh, okay, you gotta like fix up, you gotta clean up your act sort of stuff. Or there's simply the idea of she might feel like you know what, I'm too good for you, all of this stuff, right? And bottom line is that you cannot let her now be interested when she rejected you before. In other words, if you weren't there when I was down bad, you can't be with me at the top. That's simple. When you're doing better, she can't have you now. And women end up doing this because they still have interest. So you have to show her straight up, no, you're not a part of my life. Ignoring is simple stuff that you can do, right? The simple things as like, don't like her pictures, don't watch her story. You have to basically show her that you're not existent in my life. I do not care about you. Right? How do y'all feel about that? Comment it down below. And also, I did drop 2 new ebooks. One is a quiz and an assessment, and it's basically to figure out either is she really serious about you, wants you, or not really, and she's actually moving on. And in other words, when she's giving you mixed signals in my other ebook, you're gonna figure out what is this woman trying to kind of project or tell you, or give you confusion about. Women are not that clear. Women have mixed signals that they naturally give out oftentimes based off of emotion sometimes, and just not knowing what they want to do, having this double standard stuck in their head, thinking that they could get better all of a sudden, hypergamy kicks in, just so many different things. Bottom line though is you're not caught up in the mix of being confused with her. You're outside looking in, understanding exactly what it is, what type of woman I'm dealing with, and what I gotta do. So with that quiz and assessment, it's 23 questions that I know will give you the answers at the end of what's really happening. Is she really moving on? Is she playing hard to get? Is she really about you, or not at all, right? Or is she giving you a little bit just to tease you, just to get you in? Bottom line, if you are struggling with this woman, you don't know what's going on with her anymore, you want absolute clarity. You want to know how to handle a situation of like, oh, she's been texting me dry. What should I do now? Or she doesn't even like me one moment, like with this topic, and then the next wants me. Or if I don't text her, this is what she does. But when I text her, she gets dry. Like all of that sort of stuff with these questions that I've created, and also giving you information of what to do as a high value man at the end. It will help you be set straight. So check out the links down below and go ahead and get it. And don't forget, there's always other stuff on my website that you can check out that will help you with your situation. Deals always going on. Consultations, don't forget, they're always available in different ways. So pick what is going to be the best for your situation or how you want to go about it. Remember, they're always about anything. And lastly, Patreon, join for free, get exclusive content, catch up on all the ones that are already out. And of course, there's so much more being dropped. I drop a lot on Patreon and I love it there, and I love it on here too, but Patreon is exclusive, explicit place where I could drop well, I put the videos out there, let me put it like that. And also there's a community. It's very more private, right? It's very more for the people that really want to dive deeper and get those types of videos. You definitely can by clicking the link. And remember, there's 2 patrons, so you could choose both or one is more about exclusive content in the bedroom, when women love how to do it right, how to not. And of course, there's getting to know me better and all that sorts of stuff, more about me behind the scenes, that deeper element of me on the other one. Join both or one. And of course, you couldn't join on YouTube membership, but if you join on Patreon, you can join for free. So it's up to you. Okay, back to what I was saying. Now, rejection. Another thing about this, because I kind of labeled it as it's a form of disrespect, when I use that example of, let's say she was all about you one second and then the next she's playing these sorts of games, or the next, like, she's not all about you, right? So when I give this example, I want you to view it as like, okay, why did she even reject you to begin with? Because this is what you have to get to the nitty and gritty about. If she rejected you because she has a boyfriend that's still around, right? Or an ex that's still around. If she rejected you because she has a very egotistic, prideful personality to her. If she rejected you because women were around, her friends were around, and she didn't want to look like the girl that was gonna just say yes, right? Whatever it is. Or if she rejected you because she just thought that she could have you around, then bottom line is that it's still most times not going to be acceptable. The reason why I want to finish this video off with this is that this easily can give you the answers as what to do next, because when you pull back in any way that you need to do it, whether it's ignoring, no contact, whether it's flat out like, you know, removing her sometimes, you unfollow her, whatever it is, when you just don't like text her properly, like you dry text, whatever it is, you will then get the answer of what you need to do based off of understanding what it is for exactly what it is. So I hope you took from this video that just because she chose interest, it does not matter. Just because she gave you some interest or validated you afterwards, most times it does not matter. But really understand why it even began with rejection. That's gonna be where it all starts. That's the root to the reasons why she's like the way that she is, but also there's probably a facade with that interest and not coming back around. Now, when I bring this video back up, I'll get more into details about like, is she really interested or not? Because I think that's a whole different topic, and that can kind of change what you got to do. But in the meantime, don't play those games, because I look at it as games. Most times it's games. But yeah, let's leave this video at this. I love y'all. Make sure you check out the links down below. Don't forget about all the new things that I've dropped and all the things on my website, Patreon. Join for free and get those videos and be a part of the community. I love y'all. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and I'll talk to y'all very much soon. Bye, y'all.